y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. As you can tell from the title, this is a Q&A, but I will also be doing passion twists, hence why I got my hair parted. Okay, I'm gonna be looking down because I have the questions on my iPad. Okay, y'all know the girlies is getting to the point where we're trying to learn how to do our hair because it costs too much. I don't have a lot of mirrors. I only have one mirror, so if you see me looking over here, I'm trying to see. I noticed a lot of people kept asking me how old I am and how tall I am, so I'm gonna address that first. So I am 22 and I'm 5'8". Another person asked what are my current goals. The main things that I'm working on right now is trying to finish this degree. I'll be done fall 23 and then I'll graduate in December. So that's something that I'm working on like almost every day because I'm in school all year round. I do summer school and everything. Then definitely like growing my relationship with God, trying to get closer to him, remain in relationship with him despite whatever it is going on with my life. Another goal I have is to get more into like community service and just serving, period. I'm really big on like community service and like helping people, philanthropy, like all of that stuff. Helping people, serving people, that's always been my thing and it'll probably always be my thing. And then another goal I have is to be consistent on YouTube. It's hard, but I be trying. Like this is me trying right now. I definitely have a goal to like make new connections with people. I've found myself to keep sticking around the same people because it's comfortable. But now I'm at a point where it's billions and trillions of us on this earth. Like I want to know more people. I want to, you know what I'm saying, make more meaningful connections with people and not just be around the same 3 people my whole life. So that's been a goal, to just like put myself out there, try new things. Of course, traveling is a goal, y'all, but with the monkeypox and corona and the Omicron and the Delta and whoever else, it's kind of difficult to do that. But we still trying to make something shake, you know what I'm saying? But that definitely does make it difficult. More so long-term goals, I want to be a young homeowner. Of course, I can't think of like all my goals like off top right now. That's pretty much it for that. Someone asked how was college life? Okay. So whenever people ask me about college, I always give them the terrible version. So I'm gonna give y'all the positive version because my therapist told me to. My therapist said that I should come up with some positive things about college, because if you don't know me and you haven't like watched my previous videos, I hated college and I was very depressed, you know what I'm saying? Like I was going through a lot, so I ended up hating college because I was dealing with it like on campus alone or whatever. Me and my therapist came up with 3 good things about college. First thing is college made me super independent. My family was 3 hours away. So if I had to get something done, like I can call my parents, but it's gonna take them about 3-4 hours to get to me. I can pretty much do any and everything by myself. The second thing, with me being so isolated and stuff like that in college, I came out with a 4.0. I graduated I don't know how to say it, summa cum laude, summa cum, something like that. The top one is the one I graduated with. So that's a good thing. And then the last thing is the beginning of my faith walk with God started while I was in college, technically. I started reading the Bible. I started watching sermons at college. That's where I got to know Jesus on a personal level. So yeah, that's how that went. Somebody asked me, how do you stay consistent in making time for God? So girl, being consistent is difficult. So I would just say being intentional about carving out time. So like making a schedule. What I've done in the past is like pick a time that I'm gonna talk to God and actually do it. I found that trying to make a routine, that don't work for everybody. And I try to invite God into everything that I do as well. So it's not like I'm spending a bunch of time without him. It don't have to look a certain kind of way. And I used to think that. But if you invite him into everything, then it's easier to constantly be in communication with him, because that's like the biggest thing. So I hope that helps. If you have more questions, definitely let me know. So somebody asked, what's something that you've learned about yourself in this season? Oh, y'all. It's not really good, but it's good because I understand it now. I've realized that I've been settling like real bad for a very long time. And it's something that I just realized recently. And it's something that God has been dealing with me with. When I pray to God and I ask him to help me see myself the way he sees me, like everything changed. I've learned my self-worth. And I'm learning more and more about it daily. That's been the biggest thing God been working on me with, because he's like, hello, like, do you not, what's not clicking? And I'm super grateful for it, y'all, because settling, that's not cute. But you know what I'm saying? I can't say too much because I used to do it. But I'm just saying, and if you don't know if you settling, ask God, because he sure will tell you. Because he was like, yup, you're settling. The next question is, how is school going? School is going well. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I just finished my summer semester and that went really well. I believe I have a 100 in the class, so it wasn't too bad, y'all. I got accepted into the graduate assistant program, so I get to work with the dean, just like learn little skills or whatever. It's pretty much like a resume builder. The next question is, what do I miss doing as a kid? I definitely miss cookouts and stuff like that. My family don't really get together no more. We really got together when I was a kid, but you know, now it's just like I see them every blue moon. So I definitely miss family gatherings as a kid. I miss always doing sleepovers with my cousins. I also really miss car rides with my parents. Quality time is one of my love languages. So for some reason, I be feeling like riding in the car is quality time. I just love every minute of it. It's crazy because I was just thinking about this. Like, I also miss back to school shopping. Another thing I miss is choreographing dances at my Nana and Pop house with my cousins and putting on little performances in the living room. Next question is, do you believe in God, and how can a person work for God? So yes, I believe in God. I don't think he wants us to work. I don't know exactly what you mean by how do we work for him, because it's not really like a job, you know what I'm saying? But he more so just wants to have a relationship with us, and he wants us to follow, you know, his commandments and the guidelines in the Bible, because they're laid out to protect us. Next question is, what are your top 3 pet peeves? I can't stand chewing. Definitely can't stand chewing. Like, when you're just, I can't do that. Another pet peeve that I have is when people use the R word. That makes me super upset. Another pet peeve, oh, how I forget this one? I can't stand when people try to finish my sentences. And people do it to me all the time. And honestly, I don't say nothing because I try not to be rude. But the part that irritates me is they never, ever know what I'm saying. So it's always wrong. So I always got to be like, no, what I was saying was, you know what I'm saying? Finishing my sentences irritates me because I want to just say what I got to say, because you don't know what I'm about to say. I'm very unpredictable. Next question is, how long have you been saved? So I got saved December 2019. This December will make it 3 years. And it's been the best 3 years of my life, let me tell you. I love it here. God is good. Next question, what are your thoughts on love in this generation? It's a mess, for real. I mean, I think we all can agree that this generation just be doing whatever. I feel like people are definitely like more selfish, you know what I'm saying? And everybody's just using each other, which is not cute, you know what I'm saying? It's like a bunch of broken people hurting each other. So it honestly really is a hot mess. And I do feel like it is more difficult to find love in this generation. I feel like the fact that there's so many options does not help. That's because people don't have a loyal bone in their body. The amount of options we have, and then the lack of loyalty, period. Those are not good things to put together. But I do believe that true love exists. And I do believe that I'm gonna find it one day. That's why I'm really grateful that I have God and he leads me and directs me, because it's been plenty of times like where I've been talking to somebody and God was like, nope, that ain't it. Or he gives me discernment and I can determine that ain't it. If y'all out here, y'all still believe in love, keep believing in love. Do not go into this warped, whatever you want to call it, you know, where people just doing sneaky links. Like, I'm not built for that. Like, that's not love to me, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want to get too deep into it. I don't believe that sneaky linking is it. I really don't. It's just never been my thing.
It's just never been my thing. Not into it, so not approved.
And honestly, surrender your love life to God. It makes it much easier. You're much more peaceful. You know what I'm saying? I love it here. Once again, how do you continue to be godly when the people around you don't do godly stuff? I'm gonna be completely honest with you. It's about your mindset. You cannot be easily influenced. I am not easily convinced. If I don't want to do something, like, you cannot persuade me to do it. If that's something that you're struggling with, I would suggest, you know, trying to adopt that mindset. Make your mind up. And when you make your mind up, stick to it. Like, hold yourself accountable. I'm not trying to sound like aggressive when I speak, yo. Like, when I get passionate, I begin to feel, you know what I'm saying? I'm not fussing. Definitely make up your mind. And once you've made up your mind, don't go back on it. Just like with anything, if you're struggling with that, take it to God. Because God will help you with anything. Like, I'm trying to tell y'all, like, the answer to everything is God. Like, if you're struggling with that, let God know. Like, just have a conversation with him. It don't have to be no special, holy, speaking in tongues prayer. Just say, God, like, I'm struggling. Like, these people around me doing this, and it's been really hard for me to refrain from doing what they're doing because I'm, like, being influenced or whatever. And he understands. Jesus came down here in human form and dealt with the same stuff that we deal with every day. So Jesus dealt with temptation. He dealt with being around folks that do stuff that he don't do. If you can change your environment, change it. If you can avoid being around them, stop going around them. Like, I understand, like, if they're your friends or whatever, but if your friends are pushing you to do stuff that you don't want to do, or you know that ain't right, I hate to be blunt, but you consider cutting them off. I'm not trying to tell nobody what to do. Like, the best thing you can do is go to God and ask him what to do. But maybe you can, like, introduce the people, if they're like your friends, maybe introduce them to, like, more godly things. You know what I'm saying? And if they not into it, dude, that's how I feel about it. Somebody said you should get a tattoo. I feel like you can see my tattoos on my Instagram, but maybe not. But I already have 2 tattoos. I'm not trying to be covered crazy, but I do like tattoos, and I do plan on getting maybe 1 or 2 more and I'm done. Are you ticklish? I am ticklish. Very ticklish. OD ticklish. For no reason. Like, when I go to the nail shop, when I used to, y'all, because I boycott the nail shop. But when I used to go, I'd be ready to kick that lady in her face because I'm weak. Because when she start, like, scrubbing my feet like that. My thing is, like, when you be laughing because they scrubbing your feet, they got the nerve to be looking at you crazy. Like, girl, you're tickling me. Like, why are you mad that I'm laughing? They'll be like, girl, you're violating my toes right now. My knees are ticklish, like my kneecaps. Next question is, what's your favorite food? I can never answer this question because I love everything. So my favorite foods, I'm gonna put them into categories because I pretty much like everything under there. I don't really have a favorite. My favorite cuisines are Italian, Mexican, soul food, seafood. I love me a boil bag. I love me some crabs. I love seafood. So maybe seafood. What was your worst day ever? These are making me sad. We're gonna talk about good stuff. My worst day ever, honestly, was a day that I already talked about on my YouTube channel. So I don't want to talk about it again. But it's on my testimony video if you want to watch it. But that was the worst day of my life, for sure. That was absolutely the worst day of my life. Like, I thought, like, funerals and stuff would be the worst day of my life. That was the worst day of my life. I can't really think of, like, worst days. And honestly, like, recently I've been living my best life. If you want to know about the worst day of my life, you can look at my testimony video and I explain pretty much everything that happened. So yeah, that was my worst day.
Hey friends, I do realize that I told y'all that I talked about the worst day of my life in my testimony video. So in the video, definitely go ahead and check it out. But I did not go into heavy detail about it. The only thing I told you was the date, which was December 13th. And it was pretty much the day that I broke up with my ex over a situation that happened that I'm not necessarily ready to talk about. And that basically kickstarted my crippling depression. So that's why I say that was the worst day of my life. But I did not go into too much detail. But if you want very specifics, December 13th, 2019 was the worst day of my life.
Next question, is there a goal of yours that you fear not coming to pass? It's funny that you asked this because that was like a whole thing for me, like last week. So the thing is, I don't fear none of my goals not coming true because I do have faith in God. Last week and earlier this week, I was worried that I wasn't even gonna be alive because y'all, when I tell y'all, when they started talking about this monkeypox stuff, I am a 20-something. I'm supposed to be living it up. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be live my best life. I'm supposed to be traveling. I'm supposed to be having me a good time, having a ball, having a blast. And every time I turn around, we ready to go on shutdown. I think about, you know, Revelations, and I think about like all the bad things, not even just the diseases, but like the way people are, the evil that's in this world. I'm like, dang, like, am I even gonna make it to see these things that I wanna do? I thought Jesus was gonna come get me before I could do anything that I wanted to do. We're supposed to be turned when Jesus come back. But also I'm like, oh, like it's stuff I wanna do. But you're not supposed to be focused on that. So that's something that I'm dealing with right now as a Christian. Next question is, what do you think about on the daily basis? I'm the most random person. Like, I don't think about one thing. I think about crazy stuff. I think about vacation, my family, what I'm gonna eat, outfits that I should wear, getting a puppy, God. The main thing that be going through my head on a daily basis is TikToks. TikToks be replaying in my head like a record player daily, depending on the trend. It don't make no sense. At my big age, anything that you are afraid of, I am terrified of spiders and sometimes heights. I'm also terrified of roller coasters. Absolutely not. I'm also very afraid of sharks. Like the same thing with horror movies. Like, you know you're gonna be scared, but you still watch it. That's how I am about sharks. Like, they terrify me, but I still want to go see them when I go to the aquarium. So the next question is, why Christianity? I'm sure my history of attending Christian church here and there when I was younger played a role in it. But when I encountered God myself as a 19-year-old, it was through the Bible. I believe Jesus was speaking to me through his word when I received revelation for the very first time. The next question is advice for people struggling with their faith. Maybe seek like guidance or help from somebody who is in the church, so like a pastor or something like that. Of course, you know, my first answer is to talk to God about it. And I know like that's difficult because you're at a point where like you're not really trying to talk to him. But I just want you to know that you can talk to him about it. There's nothing off limits. It's nothing that you can't talk to God about. I would suggest thinking about your testimony. Even if this hasn't happened to you, write down y'all's testimony. If you don't want to write it, record it on your phone. Record your testimony some kind of way so that you can always revisit it. Because sometimes we forget the things that God has done for us. Sometimes we need a reminder. Think about the things that God has done for you. And sometimes that'll just bring you right back. Take baby steps. Remember that God loves you. Remember that he's not mad at you for struggling because we're human and he realizes that. If you have friends, you have family, seek support from them. I'm gonna link a video, a sermon that I watched like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. It talks about the difference between religion and relationship with God. After listening to that sermon, I realized that a lot of stuff that I used to do was out of religion, more so like fear of being rejected by God if I didn't read a certain amount of scripture, or if I didn't do this, I didn't do that. But God's not like that. I highly recommend anybody to watch that sermon. A lot of us have a wrong perception of Christianity because of how people have warped it. Those type of people really upset me because they make it difficult for lost people to find Jesus because you're being so mean and nasty to folks. Cast your concerns on him because he cares for you. He's basically saying, let him know what it is. Pour your heart out because he cares about what it is that you got to say and he cares about how you feel. Someone asked, why did you start YouTube? I started this channel because I love creating content. I love recording myself. I've been into recording, editing, making content for years and years and years and years and years. Like, I love it. I love it. It's a hobby. When I became a Christian, I got even more drive to create a channel because I also want to present God in a different way than how most people see him. I created this channel because I want people to know that being a Christian don't look a specific kind of way. I just want people to see Christianity in a different light. I want to show people that you can be a Christian and still enjoy your life, but you can still be devout, because that's the thing now. The thing is that a lot of Christians be lukewarm, and that is not I. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to promote being lukewarm. Christianity is not dull boring, it's not super strict, and it just literally sucks the life out of you. I'm living my best life, and I didn't start living my best life till I became a Christian. That's what I'm trying to tell you. My life sucked. The next question is advice you would have given your younger self. I would have told that girl a lot of stuff. Advice that I would have given my younger self off top is get a relationship with God. That is the first thing I would have told my younger self. Get in therapy sooner. I waited until I was 22. Wait until marriage to have sex. I would have told her that as well. I would also have told her to never disrespect herself by putting up with stuff that she don't deserve. The last thing I would tell her, try more things, like to get more involved. I tried to do things like in school, but it was just a couple of things that I didn't do because I was scared to do it. Like, let me tell y'all, if I could go back in time, I would be a majorette. I cheerleaded my senior year, but even then, I was still giving timid vibes. Like, I wasn't really getting it how I was supposed to get it. Sometimes I did. Most of the time I didn't. I definitely would tell myself to start them positive affirmations sooner. You know what I'm saying? Build confidence. And honestly, a lot of it goes with like having a relationship with God. So I feel like if I had a relationship with God, I probably would have had more confidence, because my confidence definitely increased more. Go-to restaurant. This is another one of them things where I can't pick one. Some of my go-to restaurants, I love a steakhouse. Texas Roadhouse, Longhorn, Logan's, whoever. I'm going, but I don't eat steak. Like, make it make sense, girl. It take too long to chew, but I don't want to see no pink. So it's just given, I'm just not gonna eat it. I also love seafood places, so like Bull Bay. Red Crab is good. I like Sushi King. That's where I get my deep fried sushi rolls at. The Volcano Roll. And then I love me some Chick-fil-A. That's not really like a restaurant. That's why I didn't say that, but I love a Chick-fil-A. Next question is your favorite color. My favorite color is pink, light pink to be specific, more so like this color. I'm getting the same kind of question in different variations. What got you through the toughest time in your life? God. God is the answer to every question. Well, honestly, the toughest time I've ever had was when I came to know God for the first time. But any other like tough time that I've had in my life, the only thing that was helping was my relationship with God and spending time with my sisters. Of course, now like therapy is very helpful. Somebody came up here and said, I want to cuddle and love on you. What? Let me tell y'all something. It's rough out here. You know why? Because when I first heard about the concept of love languages, I thought my love language was acts of service. So then when I got into therapy, my therapist had me take the love languages quiz. Come to find out, those are not my love languages. My love languages got the nerve to be physical touch and quality time. Quality time, all right, that's cool. So I've been more so leaning on quality time. I was blessed to become a Christian and then find out that my own love language is physical touch. So I just love it here. That does make it more difficult because that's how I receive love. I saw like on the internet, it said like another way to deal with that is to like get massages. They be hurting me. They always like be manhandling me. And like I be sore. This one lady was like massaging like my shoulders. I said, please stop. Please stop. It's no big deal, but I just wanted to share that because I thought it was funny how that's my love language out of everything. Somebody asked, what's the longest time you've ever gone without showering? That's a good question. I love that you asked that. Approximately 3 to 5 days. I don't remember the exact time frame. And that was because we had a really bad hurricane. I don't remember the name of the hurricane. I want to say Irene, but I'm not entirely sure. But this is like when I was still living with my parents years ago. We live in the country, so power always going out. And don't nobody come fix it because they fix the city folk power before they fix ours. So we was out of power for days and days and days and days. And we ain't got no power. I ain't got no shower. I lived 30 minutes from the town. So it's the country and the boonies. I was in the boonies. So we didn't have power for a very long time. I basically bathed with some baby wipes for 4 to 5 days, and it was not fun. The next comment says, sorry for almost crashing into you at work back in 2020. I'm gonna just give y'all a quick background. I used to work at Amazon back in the day. After I graduated college, I worked morning, day shift, whatever you want to call it. One day I was leaving the house for work. It was like 6-something in the morning, of course. It was dark. And I drive down to the stop sign at the end of the street because I'm trying to go to work. I look to my left, ain't none coming. I look to the right. There's headlights way off in the distance. Naturally, I'm not waiting for you to get all the way down here to pull out. So I pull up. 2 seconds later, I look in my rear view and I see bright headlights flying towards me. And I thought they was gonna hit me. So I just pulled over because I don't want to die at 6 a.m. going to Amazon. The reason I pulled out in front of them is because I don't drive like no grandma. You know what I'm saying? Usually I'm the fastest. So, you know, I felt confident enough to pull out because I didn't think they was going to catch me no way. That shows you how fast they was going. It was giving 100. I don't know, but it was OD fast for it to be dark. Because like I said, I live in the boonies. You have to watch for deer. So you do have to be mindful because they will run in front of you and you will total your car. I pull over and they fly past me and it's a red Camaro. Naturally, I'm a little upset because my life just flashed before my eyes at 6 o'clock in the morning. So how about when I finally get to work, I see the Camaro parked in the parking lot. So that just brought everything back. Because not only did you try to kill me, but you got nerve to be my coworker. Then I went into detective mode because I'm about to find out who the driver is. I kept watching the car like during break and during lunch to see who would get in it and get out, whatever. And finally, I ended up seeing who it was. So I was like, oh, that. Of course, I didn't do nothing, y'all. I didn't say nothing because what I'm gonna say? What I'm gonna do? It's over. We can't go back and change it, right? But I did have beef with him for a while in my head. Because why would you do that to me? We ended up becoming cool. And I told him. He apologized. And it was okay. But y'all, I was scared. I ain't gonna lie to you. People in them muscle cars, they be doing whatever. They just be turned up. This is what it look like. Look how long it is. So let me finish these questions for y'all. And I'm in the bathroom because it's thundering and lightning and it's dark. Do you feel like you had a glow up? Not really. And I was talking to somebody about this recently. I don't really feel like I had one just because like I look exactly how I looked when I was a newborn. Probably not a newborn because I look like an alien when I was a newborn. But you know, like a baby, I look the same. It's just I look more mature and I'm bigger now. A glow up physically, no. But like a glow up mentally, financially, spiritually, emotionally, like everything else, everything but the physical, yes. But yeah, so that is the end of the questions, y'all. Thank you so much to everybody who sent questions. I really appreciate it. I appreciate y'all's support. I hope that y'all enjoyed the video and I hope that y'all like my hair because I like my hair. I just need to fix the top, but I'm supposed to be taking pictures tomorrow. So hopefully when y'all see the pictures, it's gonna be popping. So I have to go pack. But once again, thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. I will see y'all in the next video. As always, y'all be blessed, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.